Rather than making a video showing you how to do certain steps, I wanted to show you how I would approach this as a graphic designer, the menu project. I have given you a grading rubric here highlighting things that we'll probably go over in class. You've already seen that. You also have a content example. This is just things I wrote up. This sheet will be provided to you as well. And I realized that in some way, writing some of this content is going to make you wonder what exactly you're supposed to put down for things. So over here, I have 3 menu items that I have created. And if you were to look at these 3, they serve different things. This was just kind of a recipe example. It's just kind of telling you what's in it. This is kind of like a memory example, telling you a memory I have of my grandfather making fettuccine. And this is a takeout example. Not everything you probably will have in your culture menu necessarily will come from your house, and that's okay if it doesn't. For example, this Mongolian beef was from Red Dragon, so in here I have a little bit of description on that. So that might help you with your 3 entrees, and I was hoping it would. Regarding the process of creating designs, I want to show you a couple of things that I like to do. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and create a new file. This menu will have a bleed on it. I can add them now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Click on print. I'm going to make my menu tabloid size. I'm going to get the bleed to be, I'm going to go here in inches and type in, press up until I see point. Actually, I'm just going to type in 0.25 and hit tab. So I should have, if I hit create, yep, a bleed. All right, so I have also provided you on Edmodo this menu swipe folder. And this is just full of content to help you come up with creative things. I have some grunge packets here. I have some SVG files. Those are vector files. And then I have some ping files. This is a transparency file that you can lay on top of a color, and you can see the color come. This is transparent. So also I have a link to Pinterest right here and a tutorial file. These are some gradient textures. I'm going to use one of those right now. So if you want to watch me do this, that's kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to come up with some kind of masthead for the top up here. I'm going to go with some kind of like earth tone. Say okay, use that, and have it clearly going all the way over this. I'm going to now use the transparency panel by going to Window and finding the transparency panel. And now I'm going to click, since the object's selected, I'm going to simply say Make Mask. And there's a little blue highlighting bar on this area right here. I'm going to click on over on this one, and I'm going to go to File, Open. Now, I've already have on my computer the swipe folder, so if you don't, go ahead and get it. Under the tutorials, you'll see these textures. Now, if I click on them, you'll see them pop up. There's some kind of crumbly, there's several different types of wood textures. Here, instead, I'm going to grab, I like this one, I'm going to grab this one and say Open. It's going to open it in its own file. I'm just going to click on it, cut it, go back to the file I have, and since I'm over here, if I just hit a Command V and drag it up, you should see it start to fill that area. And so you can see kind of a yellow texture now coming through the bars. I'm going to drag, stretch it out just a little, so you can see it's coming. It's bleeding over the lines, and so there we go. We have a cool gradient texture. I'm going to click back. If I want to move my bar or do anything with it, I can click back here and move the bar around as follows. All right, so with that being done, click back here real quick. I see a little bit of a black edge right there. I'm going to press up or down and see where it's going on. I think that's because this bar right here needs to be a little bit larger. Anyway, there we go. Now, if I wanted to create my own textures in the background, how would I do that? On the internet, if you go to Pexels, Pexels.com, you can just type in texture fabrics. Here I've typed in, there's there's all these types of fabrics. Let's type in, for example, here's a fabric texture right here. I can download it for free. If I were to download that for free and do that, I could then take it into Photoshop. Let's revert this real quick so you can see what I did before. Anyway, I can put it in here, hit Command-Shift-U, that will totally desaturate it, and save it. Okay? And then after I save it, I can then use that pattern in Illustrator and repeat the step you just saw me. So for example, I'll do that real quick. I'll just show you this gene pattern here. I'll do a free download, show in Finder. There it is. Click and drag it into Photoshop. Hit Command-Shift-U. That's going to desaturate it. Go File, Save. Save As. Do a Save As. And put it in your menu swipe folder. I'm going to put it in here and call it Gene. Okay. Save. Okay. Now, if I go back to Illustrator, and maybe I want to type a word like Mr. Bush menu Monday. I'm going to go with something like an all caps font. Let's go with something like that. Now, with that word selected, we're going to do that exact same thing we did before. There it is right there. Just click the transparency panel, make mask. Click back over here. Let's go open that gene material. Say open. Click on it. Cut it. Go back here. Hit Command V. And we can see it. Unfortunately, it's really big. So at this point, I think I might just hit Command T. Or try to grab it and see if I can move it. It's just really big. Might release it just there for a second. Yeah, you can see how big the fabric is. So I might click away from everything. Click on the fabric. Make it smaller. Okay. So there it is. It's about the right size now. So now I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to click back on this. Make mask. Select the second box. Hit Command V to paste. And now if I move it, yeah, you can see it showing up. It's not a great example of what you might do there. That's just a little bit too much for me. If it's too much, I can also drop the opacity or play around with invert mask and then bring that back up. There it goes. So playing with invert mask made it work. Cool. All right, so there's two usages of that, but you're probably like, where do I get my designs? Check out Pinterest. There's all these really good designs on here. There's one right here. It's full of them. So the other one is, if you like illustrations, check out Pixabay.